Welcome into this week's Web Extra with Scott Jackson and myself, Craig Loper. Scott, back-to-back losses for the Washington football team, 2-4. I want to get just your impression right now of the team's mindset after back-to-back losses.
Well, look, it was a terrible post game this past week after the Chiefs game. I think there was, probably it was like pulling teeth to get guys to say a whole lot after that game, and it was ugly for sure. I think they felt like they played a pretty good half, obviously defensively. Pat Mahomes did some really weird things in that first half, though, and then he snapped out of it in the second half and obviously shredded him. I mean, he was incredible. And then offensively, they didn't do anything. I mean, if you thought you were going to go into that game scoring 13 points to beat the Chiefs, you were mistaken. Didn't really love the approach they had last week. Hopefully they'll be a little bit more aggressive this week against the Packers and play a little looser.
Yeah, no one's beaten the Chiefs scoring 13 points like that. And Ron Rivera obviously trying to shake things up in the locker room perhaps this week, provide some accountability to send a message to the guys, cutting longtime kicker Dustin Hopkins. Scott, what do you think of that move?
Well, I don't necessarily think it was a message. I just think, look, I think Ron's given him a lot of chances. Ron's put his neck out for Dustin Hopkins. Look, they extended him in the offseason. They brought in zero competition in training camp, which is a huge mistake. You should always bring a kicker in every training camp, at least just to have a camp leg to rest your guy for the season. I thought that was a big mistake on their part. And obviously they paid for it. I mean, look, they played differently at times in certain areas of the field because they're scared of putting Dustin out there because they think he's going to miss. And you can't play like that. You got to have confidence in your kicker 50 plus. You got to be able to feel like you can kick those field goals and make them. And the funny part is Dustin hit a 50-yarder last week, and he gets cut because he missed the shorter kick in this game.
Another uphill climb this week on the road at Lambeau. You don't want to look ahead, but then they go on the road to Denver before the bye week. Scott, this is about as tough as it gets, right? Patrick Mahomes and then Aaron Rodgers, two of probably the top three quarterbacks in the NFL. What do they do going up to Lambeau? I mean, obviously, odds makers are going to say they have no chance to win this game. Is there any scenario where you walk away with sort of a moral victory?
Well, I don't know if you have moral victories at this point. You just look at this point; they just want to play better. I think the game plan this week. You certainly want Taylor Heinicke to get back being himself. Using his legs as a weapon and trying to be a playmaker. And you also probably want to make sure you could run the football and maybe win the line of scrimmage and push around this Packers defense if possible. Because you don't want to let Aaron Rodgers be on the field too much. You want to limit his opportunities, and you just hope, Craig, at some point this defense, the light bulb, turns on for some of these guys who have been, blowing the assignments and not playing the way they're supposed to be playing.
Scott, thanks so much. I've been listening to you more and more. You and Fred Smoot on the radio, got to tell you, make a great combination. He's a wild guy, and you guys make it very entertaining for guys like me in the postgame. Real quick, what's it like working with him?
It is fun. He's off the rails, as you can tell, but we keep each other on our toes. So we enjoy it. Win or lose, we're going to have a good time. We can't control what happens in the field. We can only control what we bring for the couple hours we're on after these games.
All right, Scott. Thanks so much. I'm Craig Loper. He's Scott Jackson, host of the Washington Football Team postgame show.